The AV source module represents a physical AV source that you want your user to be able to control and switch to. As usual, we start out by initializing it from a stepper. And remember, the AV sources have to all be initialized before any of the AV rooms that include that source can be. You'll provide your source with a unique ID. Again, this must be unique among AV sources, not among Josh modules in general. You'll give it a unique name that is user speakable. So again, you probably don't want like VDP003, but like Roku or Dad's Roku or Family Roku, something like that would be good. You'll then select the source type. So typical video devices that you'd think of should be an AV source. That includes things like Roku or Apple TV that can provide both audio and video so the user can hear and see them. That's the typical video device. Typical audio devices like a Sonos or a record player should be marked as audio only because they do not have a video channel. The edge case is video only. This is for things that cannot produce any audio. This would be like a slideshow without music, or a fire without the crackles, or if somebody wants to have a specific source for watching the news without listening to it. Controlled by Josh determines whether or not this device is going to be configured more when we get to Josh. So you should only mark something as controlled by Josh if it's something that we natively support, like a Roku or a Hios that we can control ourselves. If you mark something as controlled by Josh, do not enable any of these controls, which we'll get into shortly. If it is not controlled by Josh, that would be like a Blu-ray player or a record player or something. Then we give you the option for configuring specific controls. As of the filming of this video, these controls are not actually enabled inside Josh, but at some point we'll release a remote interface where you can basically tap the corresponding button and have these trigger. So you'll mark a specific slot as having a specific function. So this is slot 1, we'll call it play pause. Let's say we're going into a record player. You'll then do slot 1 of the control signal, this pulse, into whatever controls play resume. I misspoke earlier, play resume. If you wanted this one to control to bring up the guide, that's again slot 2. You would route this slot 2 control into whatever on your hardware module brings up the guide. String control will also be available at some point in the future, and that's for direct content search. So if your user wants to say like watch HBO, and it's a device that Josh can't natively do that on, we might pass out quote HBO quote, and then you can route that into whatever controls it.